Oh, I'm sorry, boy. We've got to talk about the worst of the year, and I don't have a bottle of booze for it. Hello and welcome back to another Midnight Showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and 2016 is over. Thank fucking God. Now, if you saw my last video, I listed off the best of the year. Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about the worst. And like most of this year, we had some real shit storms, didn't we? Now, don't confuse what's going to be on this list for what deserves to be on my next one, which is going to be the most disappointing movies of 2016. There's a difference between disappointing and worst. Worst movies. Well, let's just say that those ones are nigh unwatchable. Disappointing are at least watchable. So, without further ado, just like Jeff Goldblum would say,
that is one big pile of shit.
These are the picks for my top 11 worst films of 2016. Why top 11? Because once again, I had a movie I couldn't take off this list, so I decided to keep it. Yeah. But before we start, some dishonorable mentions. Me Before You. The only reason why you are not on this list is because I found a film that was more offensive than you. Oh joy. The Masked Saint. Hey, you know what the world needs? A serious version of Nacho Libre. Said no one ever. Angry Birds. In the grand tradition of this film, I think that I'm going to replace all of my swear words with obvious substitutes. So go pluck yourself in your plucking packs. Pluckers. Allegiant, Part 1. Yeah, you probably don't want me acknowledging that you lied to us in your advertisements and that this is an actual Part 1, but guess what? I'm not gonna lie to people. Fuck you. Independence Day 2. Really? You had 20 plus years, and this was the best you could come up with? Free state of... Oh, I'm sorry. Am I still doing the review? Sorry, I fell asleep again trying to watch that movie. And that is just the dishonorable mentions, people. Pray for me. Number 11. Shut In. So, starting off the list, shitty horror. And we have Shut In, with one of the most stupid twists I've ever seen inside of a horror film, a Naomi Watts performance that just boggles the mind, and an honest-to-God confusion about how someone could actually greenlight this and release it. Now, do note that the number 11 spot is actually kind of shared, not just shut-ins, but from everything I've heard, The Disappointments Room, The Boy, and a few others actually deserve their spot on number 11. I only actually was able to see Shut In, so that's the reason why you're not going to see the other ones on this list, or even honorable mentions. Just note they're all basically the same thing. Man, I'm downright depressed now. If only there was some kind of comedy to lift my spirits. Number 10. 50 Shades of Black. Can I go back to the shitty horror, please? I really don't want to remember this movie. But you want to know what the worst part about this movie is? You're satirizing the most easily made fun of book of the 21st century, and you do it horribly. Now, I will admit there were a couple of scenes that got giggles out of me, but mostly because I had to go see 50 Shades of Grey, and it was nice to see at least some attempt at, eviscerating that thing. But no, it's just a stupid blaxploitation. It's everything these Wayans brothers do. It's disgusting, it's not funny, it's awkward, and by God, I can't think of it anymore. Number 9. The Fifth Wave. So, how do you get worse than Allegiant Part 1? Well, you make another shitty YA movie that has a good YA movie trying to work its way out of it, and instead focus on the guy oiling his abs in the water. Look, I know that kind of fan service exists for the other side too. I've been watching Keijo, for God's sake. But you know what? I really don't want to watch that, especially considering I'm pretty sure this girl is supposed to be under 18, and jailbait really just isn't my thing. And the fact that it insults your intelligence by having a good YA story inside here about an alien invasion, and the only people that can fight them are the kids because they're the only ones that they can prove are not infected by these things. So, yeah, you deserve this place.
Number 8. Norm of the North.
Rob Schneider is a talking, twerking polar bear. Do I really need to say more? Now, it is clear that this film was supposed to be a direct-to-DVD animated film that somehow got an animated release, which we've got a couple of those coming out next year. Oh boy, am I looking forward to them. But for fuck's sake, it's one of the most insulting films I think you've ever seen. I went to a theater with kids inside of it, and kids didn't want to see this shit. Why would I?
Number 7. Collateral Beauty.
Hey, you want to see that film that was more insulting than me before you? No? Well, too fucking bad, because now it's winning Oscars. Or at the very least, I heard that it was nominated for a few awards, in which... Fuck you guys who actually vote on that shit. I'm just saying. What we have here is a grief porn Oscar bait movie with one of the most blatant and insulting bait and switches I've ever seen between advertisement and movie. For fuck's sake, why was this a theme of this year? No, I'm serious. Allegiant didn't want to admit that it was a part 1, so it didn't actually acknowledge that it was a part 1 in any advertisements, yet you could totally fucking obviously tell it was. Allied tried to make itself out to be some kind of espionage thriller when it was a period piece romance, and we have this piece of shit that tries to be a good, feel-good Oscar bait movie, but turns out to be just a manipulative, emotional, ball-sacking piece of shit. Oh, and going along with the movie, it's okay to undercut your friends going through emotional trauma, as long as you're making a shitload of money out of it. Thanks, Collateral Beauty!
Number 6. Middle School. The Worst Years of My Life.
Yeah, worst year of my life. That's a pretty apt description of this year. Oh, we were talking about how young adult movies suck. Let's talk about young teenager movies and how they suck. An unfunny, unrealistic, bordering on disgusting movie about a kid who sees hallucinations, torturing his principal for having the gall to acknowledge that the school sucks. And yes, they did play it up very cartoonishly that he's over the top, no creativity allowed crap, and try to add some commentary on standardized testings. But to be honest, it doesn't ring true with just how blatantly bad this teacher is at his job, and the fact that this kid is doing things that would take an entire team of people weeks to work on in one night by himself, which is the twist the movie pulls out from underneath you, because it turns out the one person he actually is talking to is a hallucination of his dead brother. Fuck you, movie.
Number 5. 9 Lives.
Oh, this is probably the only film on this list that you could actually enjoy. Admittedly, number 2 you might be able to enjoy, but I can't anymore because of reasons I'll get to when I talk about it. But this one, you could enjoy this if you got a group of friends and you just want to roast it mystery science theater style. Everything about this film is just like made for that type of audience. The CGI is shit. The acting from basically everybody is crap. And frankly speaking, the entire setup and the idea that all these cats are actually just selfish people that were turned into them because they were committing suicide, I don't know, is laughable and completely fucking stupid. I just don't understand how this movie was made. I don't understand how it was greenlit. I don't know how so many people got signed on to it. Well, a couple of them I can understand. You know, they're not in the A-list elite anymore, just saying. But you fucking took Firestorm and Zoom. Oh, you took them from Flash for me and put them in this film. How could you do that? Bottom line, you could enjoy this movie, but it still fucking sucks and deserves its place on this list.
Number 4. The Brothers Grimsby.
Oh my god, we get to watch Sacha Baron Cohen get fucked in the ass by an elephant. Out there, someone's porn fantasy is fulfilled. Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen playing Sacha Baron Cohen, trying to be as shocking and grotesque as possible. But the thing he doesn't understand is that he's done this so much that it's become boring. Or downright offensive and disgusting when we talk about that goddamn elephant scene. I honestly don't know how Mark Strong got strung into this. It is so fucking stupid. And is he cool like that? Does he just not mind, having to hang a testicle out and have Sacha Baron Cohen suck on it for a paycheck? Because, I think they call that porn. But in all honesty, this wasn't even close to the worst film I saw this year, and I already want to stop making this list. Oh god. So before we start talking about the top 3, I just want to preface it that any one of these ones could have easily taken number 1. But the difference between them all was how much the film pissed me off. So, yeah. That really is the only difference between all of these movies. They're all offensive, they have different themes, they have different all that stuff. They're all horribly shot and horribly put together and horribly acted. But which one was probably the most offensive of them all is what really got me to label them out. But just note that they all are equally as bad. So, here we go.
Number 3. Gods of Egypt.
No, Mr. Director. We completely understood your movie. It was just a piece of shit. And the fact that you completely called every critic out, anybody who hated your film, because you didn't like the fact that you made a shitty movie, you know what? You can go fuck yourself. Just like Nine Lives, you can watch this movie and completely have so much fun with it. Because everything they do is wrong. The effects, the green screens are so bad. The fact that it has no idea what Egyptian mythology is, and the fact that everyone is whitewashed and none of them are speaking with any kind of Egyptian accent. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm pretty sure that Gerard Butler is still using a Scottish accent. It's just amazing. How do you come up with the idea to take Aladdin and mix it with The Mummy and think that you're making a good product? And honestly, this would probably be lower on the list if not for the fact the director came out and accused the critics of destroying his masterpiece. Yeah. Because we totally have that kind of power, guys. I think that it's pretty clear that we're the reason the Batman v Superman was not heralded and praised. Oh wait, I actually kind of did praise it in the last list, so take that back. Yeah, you just need to own up to the fact that you made a shitty movie and you are going to Shyamalan levels of trying to defend it. Yeah, fuck you.
Number 2. God's Not Dead 2.
So what's more offensive than a director calling people out for critiquing his work? How about one of the most hateful movies you'll see ever? Christian whining. We all knew that Pureflix was going to make this list. I really, really wanted to see that Columbine movie you guys made. No, seriously, that's a real thing. It only showed up inside of Salt Lake and I never got a chance to drive out there to go see it. But they actually did that. But at least they widespread released this piece of shit. A movie so up its own ass that it can't even Google search what happens when your appendix bursts. Which happened to me just before I went and saw this movie. You're professional writers, aren't you? Yeah, the lack of any kind of coherent intelligence inside of this movie baffles me. And that's really saying a lot considering it actually had a pretty decent setup. Yeah, the first movie setup is so fucking stupid and baffling that even people in my Mormonville town called it out for being stupid. But this one actually does have a legitimate setup. People freaking out because, oh no, someone accidentally quoted a scripture inside of a public school. something that I've actually seen people freak out over. But it quickly goes down stupid lane once they turn it into a courtroom drama where they have to prove God is real in a court of law. You are fucking idiots. And I talked about how Collateral Beauty got manipulative. The ending of this courtroom scene is so fucking manipulative, short-sighted, and stupid. I don't think you could get more manipulative than that. I really don't. Honestly, the only thing I can say to this is that as long as Pureflix keeps making movies like this, God is dead. He's dead to anybody who watches this piece of shit. And now we get to number 1. And if you have been paying attention to my videos this year, you might have actually picked out which one it was, especially when I preface that which one made me the angriest. Because, oh boy, there was a freak out inside of the review for this one. So why beat around the bush anymore? You probably already guessed it, but...
Number 1. The Purge, election year.
So, during one of the most toxic elections that America probably has ever had in its history, we get a movie that tries to mirror said election and paints anybody who thinks with a conservative mind point and any kind of godlike attitude as evil, murderous, hypocritical assholes who are trying to destroy the country through controlling money. You guys are subtle. I mean, for fuck's sake, even thinking back, that stupid debate scene at the very, very beginning of the movie, was that not just Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton going at it? I'm not even kidding. They're probably even wearing the same clothes. This movie came out 3 months before they were actually able to do that, and you've created a time paradox. And unlike that movie, well, Hillary lost. So I guess it's the Purge everywhere, guys. Woo! Let's go have some fun. I got myself some fun to go do. Needless to say, of all the pieces of shit we've seen this year, this one, this hateful, dumb, moronic piece of shit that doesn't even know how guns work because apparently can shoot tracer bullets out of a sniper rifle, which anybody who knows anything about how sniper rifles works knows that's bullshit. You know, it can go fuck itself. This whole thing can go fuck itself. This whole year can go fuck itself for all I care. Keep it professional. Keep it professional. Okay. So, yeah. It deserves its place at number 1. And honestly, it was the one film I could not pump off this list. I completely forgot about it because I repressed it until I saw someone else's worst list and was like, oh yeah, that movie. Well, that was definitely worse than that's how it moved its way up to number 1. Because even in hindsight, that movie just is disgusting stupidity. It really is. And that's it for me. You probably think that a lot of other films that I conveniently did not put on this list deserve a place on here. I can't really think of one of them. Can you, Ben Affleck? Can you think of one movie that people want on this list that probably isn't going to be on this one? Can you, Mr. Affleck? You know, Gal, I'm pretty sure you have one. Cavill? No? None of these movies? Oh, I guess not. And unlike what some people like Movie Bob will try to justify, I emphasize the word try because it is quite hilarious seeing him do it, they don't go on this list. That is why I am making a 3rd list this year. And yes, it will actually get made this year. I am recording it right after this one, and then it's just a matter of editing. Be sure to stay tuned for that, but as always, that's enough for me, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you're alerted to that list when it comes. Be sure to like the video and share it with your friends, and as always, be sure to follow me on the Facebooks, the Twitters, and the Twitches. And the Twitch, I should have some scheduled stuff upcoming soon. I'll explain more of that in the update video I'm going to be making after these list videos, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's it from me. Fuck 2016. There you go, John Oliver. Put that at the bottom of your video. And I'll see you all next time.